Okay, today we're gonna look at grassland ecosystem. So I will introduce to you the meaning of grassland ecosystem, then the types of grassland ecosystem, characteristics, features of grassland ecosystem, structure of grassland ecosystem, and functions of grassland ecosystem. So let's start with introduction of grassland ecosystem. Grassland ecosystem is a huge open land area where vegetation is dominated by different types of grasses with very few number of trees. This means that in grassland area you can only find vegetation with different types of grasses, and they are whereby there is few number of trees or there is no trees in grassland ecosystem. So grassland ecosystem occupies about 24% of the earth, which means part of the earth it is occupied by grassland, about 24%. Grassland covers area where rainfall is usually low and the soil is deep and its quality is very poor. This means that grassland it is only grow where there is insufficient rainfall or where is low rainfall, and its soil is deep and its quality is poor, which means that grassland grows where there is its soil is it's lacking nutrients or there is no organic matter. Grassland ecosystem, the annual rainfall ranges from 25 to 75 centimeters. So we have different regions like steppes in Europe and Asia, pampas in Southern America, and downs in Australia. This is some of areas or regions where we can find grassland ecosystem. On types of grassland ecosystem, we have three: tropical grassland ecosystem, temperate grassland ecosystem, and desert grassland ecosystem. So let's start with tropical grassland ecosystem. It mainly receives two seasons, which are dry and rainy. One of the examples of grassland is savanna, and the temperature the range of rainfall it starts from 50 to 130 centimeters, and the soil quality is poor due to lack of nutrients. That is for tropical grassland ecosystem. Second type of grassland ecosystem is temperate grassland. So temperate grassland, it receives annual rainfall at the range of 25 to 75 centimeters. Its main example of temperate grassland is Northern America, Paris, and the soil in temperate grass is rich in nutrients. Last type of of grassland is desert. So desert is there. Uh, it's have very low rainfall, the safety, and this is why it is called desert land grass, and it is very hot and dry ecosystem. On characteristics features of grassland ecosystem, we have four of them. One, we have dry climate throughout the year, which means in grassland ecosystem there's an experience of dry climate throughout the year. There is no rainfall throughout the year. Second characteristic is lack of nutrients in the soil, which means the soil, the, the quality of the soil is poor, which means it does not have nutrients or even organic matter to be in order for the soil to be fertile. Uh, Thirdly, characteristic is limited annual rainfall, which means rainfall in grassland is limited, which means there is low rainfall in grassland throughout the year. That's the characteristic is poor vegetation growth, domination of grass. Uh, this means that the grass to dominate or to grow, it is very difficult in grassland, or to cover the area is very difficult in grassland ecosystem. Alright, on the structure of grassland ecosystem, this is the structure. We have the producer, the primary consumer, and the secondary consumer. So on the producer, we have the grass, which is the main producer, and we have the primary. These are herbivores that feed directly on grasses. Herbivores, this, for example, we have cows, sheep, and rabbits. These feed on the producers. They cannot make their own food, but they depend on the producers. And secondary consumer, we have carnivores that feeds on the primary consumer. For example, we have fox and snakes. So secondary consumers, they depend on primary consumer to feed, to be fed in grassland ecosystem. Last part is function of grassland ecosystem. So we have two of them. We have many of them, so I've just collected two. First of all, it's the first function is to increase the fertile soil. So this explains that soil in grassland, it is increased, whereby there is no soil erosion, whereby this grass, it holds the soil particles to avoid soil erosion. Second part, it reduces leaching of minerals. Uh, this explains that when there is landfall, some of the minerals on the top of the soil, this grassland, it prevents from leaching all uh, these minerals to inflate uh, into the depth of the soil. So grassland prevents minerals from leaching. So this is that I have for you. Thank you.